Nah, man. Dude, I'm scared with Derek White.
What do you mean?
Why?
Because, dude, he's gonna fucking...
Throw off
Someone's
the
gonna be
chemistry?
the odd man out. Someone's got to be the odd man out.
He's been out already, dude. He's gonna get slowly phased out.
But dude,
Ooh.
oh, I guess they're calling it quits. I guess it's garbage time now.
They say it's time to finally win this thing. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I told you, man. Fucking take out everybody, dude. Get them all out. Oh, see, there goes Vassell. We're donezo, dude. We are donezo. Pointless to have motherfucking. Oh, see? Oh my God, Drew Eubanks just got fucking posterized.
It was an offensive foul.
It really
Oh,
was. I can tell from here.
Shit. There you go, my boy. Oh, my boy.
See,
DeJounte.
it ain't over.
DeJounte trying to keep us alive, even though it's over.
Ogre till it's ogre.
Fucking might as well look for Shrek right now. Dude, what is Eubanks doing? What is Eubanks doing, bro?
He's posting up.
Not a baby.
Eubanks is just a fucking waste of space, bro. That's all he is. Waste of space.
He just stopped 2 shots right there.
I think it's more the person missed the shots than him blocking them or stopping them.
Nah.
It's like having a fucking broom out there to guard against. Like it's there, but it's not gonna really block you, is it?
I get that.
I have been blocked by a broom before.
Man, fucking broom keeps on moving, man. Fucker keeps moving.
Is this thing on? Yeah. All right. I had to come back out of my small ass cave from my little planet on Dagobah. Hollering back at you guys. Welcome to GSPN. This is another episode. I think this is going to be the fifth? Fifth episode. Yes.
Fifth.
As you guys can see, I'm still joined by my other co-hosts.
The SieteUno.
And Falcon Chew.
And I know I didn't introduce myself, but the Darth Jafar need not do such things. You already know this voice.
Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Jafar?
He worked 40 hours a week and then fucking died.
It's not a story the Jedi would say. Oh yeah,
I can't do
that beer is going down
many
smooth
natural
now.
things.
No, you do, but you go with the natural stuff. That's the one thing that you do.
Yes, that's true. Funny, I can make others happy, but not myself.
Yeah, man. There you go.
Oh
man.
Noise? Oh, look at Eubanks putting on the moves. Just needs to put a little more shooter's touch in it, bro.
Eubanks isn't gonna happen. Stop trying to make Eubanks happen.
Drew Banks.
Falcon Chew and I are like not huge fans, but we're like we see the bright side, the upside in Drew Eubanks for the Spurs, and Siete just doesn't have it, man.
I think he's just a waste of space, and we can go find someone else.
How can a tower be a waste of space? He's Drew the tower.
He is a fucking tower. He doesn't move, and he just stays there. No, I mean, I will give this. I will say Eubanks is a hustler. And I understand that argument, but I was thinking about this the other day because, there's a reason why there's people that like just start playing basketball like in high school or in college and they end up being so good they end up going to the NBA. I don't think it's because they fucking worked their ass off day and night to do that. I kind of feel like they have some natural ability and that natural ability carried them over to get into the NBA. I think there's 2 types of players. I think there's like a really good athletes that are just able to pick it up and play, and then there's people that work their ass off and do whatever they can to be in the league. And well, I think there's 3 players. There's those 2 players, and then there's the players that are athletic and they're hard workers, and those end up being like superstars and being whoever. Like Kobe and fucking Tim Duncan and people like that. Like, I think that's the combination. They have to be both athletic and hard workers. But there's players that are just athletic and there are players that are just hard workers. And I feel like Eubanks is just a hard-working player. And I think that's what's holding him back. I think he's plateauing. I don't think he's going to go any further than where he's at.
He just needs a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, to earn those minutes, you gotta outperform the people ahead of you, and he's got Portal ahead of him, and Portal is gonna not lose those minutes because he's fucking good.
It's just Pirtle. Once Aldridge is out of the picture, welcome back, Drew.
No, that is true. I think once Aldridge is out, then that means Portal will be the starter, and then Eubanks will be getting all the leftover time. But it'll probably be the majority of the time Portal. He'll probably be playing the entire game. He'll be LeBroning it.
Yeah.
So what do we have on the agenda today, Jafar?
Well, first thing we're gonna do was it talk about WandaVision? I should have written it down. Yeah.
Yee.
Now that you're saying about it, because I honestly don't remember. I didn't write anything down. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, we just discussed it real quick and then forgot.
we forgot we started watching the Spurs game. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that man, I watched
correct.
I watched the fourth episode right now. Right now, if you're listening, there's only 4 episodes out now of WandaVision, and we're all caught up.
Yeah,
and woo, that fourth one.
Yeah, man. I had to go listen back to I was telling y'all before the cast. I had to go back and listen to what I said, and as I was listening to it, I realized that I'm a fucking clairvoyant because I fucking called all of that shit. I said Wanda was the one that was doing everything bad. I said that. Now, the one thing I didn't expect, and I don't know if you guys caught that or see it the same way as I do. That was a good one.
That was a good edit.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What sound effect is that?
I forgot what I was saying. Shit. And I was gonna say that we need to stop saying because it's fucking hard to edit it out. And I said like 10 right there.
Your thought left your brain with that burp.
Yeah, it did. No, okay. Okay, I remember now. So Vision's body. I think that's Vision's body, and fucking Wanda is playing with a corpse.
Like a doll?
Yeah, dude.
Ooh, man.
I think
I like it.
Dude, because this is the way I saw it, man. So we see Wanda throwing Monica out of the fucking world, and she's trying to get everything back together. But what I've noticed is, like the thing that I've said is that Wanda knows what she's doing. Everything she does is on purpose, and it's all her. It's not someone manipulating her. And my argument is that, or what I was trying to say is that, I have to burp again. Okay. Like when you're watching the show sometimes changes the way it's being filmed. Like it starts off like as a sitcom, like as a normal like 50s, 60s, 90s sitcom. But then there's parts in some of the episodes where things change, and it's not. It starts changing into a more modern camera or film type of deal, and I think those are the times where shit's being like Wanda's losing her connection or her control on the world. I think the whole thing is that she's trying to control this world, and she's trying to keep up like an illusion of Vision being alive, and everyone's all happy to see them, and all that. And I think when Monica ruined it for her and like started like telling her about Ultron and all that kind of broke her concentration and made her realize that she's not in the real world, and that's why she saw Vision's dead body, because she lost her concentration, and because of that she saw the body. And that's why she had to close her eyes and like refocus herself, because when she opens it, he's alive again, like it's the normal body. So that's what I got from that. I don't know if that's the same thing y'all thought of.
I didn't think that deeply. I was just I honestly just saw that and got kind of scared because I wasn't expecting it. And I was just,
Dude. I wasn't expecting that. I saw that and I was like, fuck, they really fucked him over, man. Like shit. But that was really pretty crazy, man. But you have anything, Falcon?
Yeah, about the corpse, like Jafar said, that did freak me out because I hate holes in the body that are not supposed to be there.
Oh, you can see the fucking hole.
When I saw that, and then with the grayness, the paleness of his body, and like the white eyes, I was like, holy shit. But
dude, that was fucking good.
As far as like as far as like episode 4, it started out like as soon as it started out, it just was kind of crazy because they show the people coming back together after the unsnap, kind of the unblip, but
Yeah.
and then you hear Captain Marvel saying Lieutenant Trouble, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when I was like, oh shit, that's the girl. And then I didn't expect to see parts of that side of the movie, the MCU, come into play. I didn't expect to see it so soon, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty good episode, man. It was
I think that was, dude. I think that was a good thing for them because I felt like I was saying in the last cast, man. I felt like this sitcom type of deal. I didn't think that was gonna work. Like I think for us it works because we like that shit and we're seeing it or whatever. But I didn't think it was going to keep people interested because there's not really any kind of action, anything like that, and that's why people like the MCU. Like they like the action, the big comic book shit. And this isn't. I mean, it's a comic book, it's a comic book from the Vision stuff, but this is like a really obscure one where it's not any action. It's just like acting or whatever. But
well, for the casuals who feel that way, I mean, it was good because how many episodes is this gonna be?
4. Oh, the whole thing 9.
Yeah, 9. Yeah, so. Yeah, for the first 3 out of 9 to be what they were, that tells me, like as a writer, that the ending of this 9, the tail end, is gonna be like a severe opposite, and it's gonna be like a crazy way to end the season. Which of course you wouldn't expect less from Marvel, but like because it's like perfection. There was no faults really, other than like the guy choking, but those were just considered like minor hiccups.
Yeah.
So in those first few episodes, it was literally perfect. White picket fence. You got everything you want, no crime. So I think the last like 2 or 3 episodes are going to be just like chaos, like crazy.
Oh, you know what? Now that you reminded me of that, it turns out in the show that those 2 people are married in the real world. And like how I was saying the last time where she was like trying to tell her to stop it. But it wasn't like she was like thinking like acting like it was all part of the thing. Like I think that was just her like really trying to like say, hey, save my husband, So I think that's one thing. I do have a theory that goes with that though, or with what you were saying, Jafar. Because of course I feel like the situation is that of course Wanda's doing all of this and she's doing it because her heart's broken. She lost vision. She's devastated. So a flip switched in her head. But what I was telling my brother was telling Biggie D, I don't think she's being manipulated. I think she chose to do that. Some people are saying that she's manipulated because she's a good guy. She's being manipulated and forced to do all this stuff. I don't think she's being manipulated. I think she's doing this on purpose. But I feel like it's kind of like an Emperor Anakin type of deal where, the Emperor didn't force Anakin to be Darth Vader. He kind of put it in his head like, hey, the dark side isn't as bad as the Jedi said. It's good. You can save people. You can bring people back to life. There's a lot of stuff you can do in the dark side. And, it started like the gears started turning in his head. And that's why he ended up switching. He didn't switch because he was forced to do it. I feel like he switched because he saw the benefits of it and made a decision that, all right, well, if I'm going to do this to save my people, I got to do it this way. I got to be on the dark side to save people. And like, that's his rationale. And I think that's Wanda's thinking here is that, I got to save somebody. I got to save Vision. I got to bring Vision back. That's the one person that I needed in my life. And someone may have told her like, hey, well, maybe you could use your powers to do this. And maybe that's what she's doing. I mean, I think that's the manipulation she's having. And I think towards the end, what's going to end up happening, I don't think it's going to resolve with Wanda coming to the realization that she's doing bad. I think she's having a mental break, and it's going to stay a mental break. And I think what's going to end up happening is that's going to lead into Doctor Strange, because I feel like they're probably going to have to stop Wanda and capture her. And then from there, she's going to be captured and she's not going to do it. And then going into Doctor Strange in the multiverse, she's going to break free and she's going to do something to the multiverse. And I think that's how that's going to work.
No, I said she's going to bring the birth of mutants.
Yeah. Oh, I also have a theory about that. Real quick. I know we might be running out of time here, but real quick.
Minute 40.
Okay. Real quick. So because I know we had something else that we had to talk about too. All right, okay. Maria Rambeau died, right, because of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Jane Foster, the current rumor is if they follow the comics, she's gonna have cancer, and the only way she survives is from holding Mjolnir to become Thor. Like once she becomes Thor, she's able to return or regenerate. The one thing they both have in common, Monica and Jane Foster were exposed to the Infinity Stones, and they're saying what they're saying about the stones is that the stones are destroyed, but they're not gone. They're not gone. They're still out there in the universe. The molecules are still out in the universe. So they're still. That's why the universe still exists. Like that's why time hasn't gone away. They can still manipulate them. You know. Yeah. That's why Wanda hasn't lost her powers. That's why all that stuff is still working. So my theory is that when Thanos did the snap, he spread that radiation out into the universe. As we can see, they both had the radiation exposed, so they both have cancer. What's going to end up happening is, I feel like maybe mutations, like the X-Men mutations, I feel like that's going to be like the next form of cancer. You know what I mean? Like that's the next thing. But yeah, man, like that was just something that I was thinking about. I was just a way to bring in the X-Men.
Since you mentioned the comics, which is really interesting to see how like they tie in, I just wanted to throw in my piece, you know, from reading the comics and how you say that Wanda is in total control of what's going on. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And from the comics, they kind of like retired from the Avengers because they wanted to finally live their perfect lives that they never got to while being heroes. Mm-hmm. And so they went to this town, you know, like a white picket fence town, and they tried to live this life, a perfect life. And so I think that's exactly what Wanda's trying to paint a picture of, and she's doing whatever she has to do to include Vision in that at this point, and she'll do whatever it takes to kind of make it perfect.
Yeah, I agree. And in her mind, she's doing right because she's trying to
just be happy.
Just be happy, man. Like that's what she's trying to do.
They never got that opportunity.
Yeah, not a lot of people get those opportunities. Like Cap got that opportunity.
Yeah, very briefly.
Very briefly. But speaking of comics, I think we're gonna try something new. We saw this Twitter that after we made our Twitters, we found this Twitter, or well, Falcon found this Twitter. Historical characters coming out from the comics, like what characters came out on certain days. And so he introduced it to us, and I was given the task of looking over this cast's comic characters that were first introduced. And we read them up. We kind of looked at my mission was to look up the comics and kind of look through them, read them, see what's going on. So the two comic characters that came out when this cast is going to be shown or released was Domino and Daredevil. And those are two interesting characters. Domino came out, it was New Mutants number 98 was the, I guess, official first introduction. And she was a side character. She wasn't even a major character in it. Like there was this guy Gideon who I didn't really read up on, but that was the whole main person of the comic. And you know, I mean, from what I saw, her appearance was like at the very end, and she just like helped Cable like subdue Deadpool. Like that was the most that they did. So it was kind of but but then I the other one was Daredevil, and I looked at that one, and I mean it was a comic that came out in 1964, and it was interesting. It was different because he obviously didn't have the same costume at the time. He had a yellow and red costume, but it was an interesting comic. I mean, it explained who he was. It kind of gave him his backstory, where his powers came from, and you know, it kind of introduced him as a character. But
same old origin.
It was like, I mean, of course at the time it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't what do you call it, a generic origin story, but I mean, it was a generic origin story. Like he fights people and he's discovering his powers. He learns that he has the ability to hear people's pulse rate go up and down, but that's all it was basically. It wasn't nothing too extraordinary out of that comic. But yeah, those were the two comics that I had. Definitely check them out. I mean, if you can find the Daredevil one, I mean, of course, that one's probably super expensive when you have to find it on the internet or just read it online. But yeah, it was Daredevil #1, the one that came out in 1964, and then the New Mutants #98, and that was Domino's first appearance.
64.
Excellent. 64.
Only certain people will get that reference, even though it wasn't the exact reference. But just by the
by the tone.
It was close, but yeah,
the
man.
Guy I know.
It was close, but it's not the real thing. It's almost there, but it's not there.
I still think it was funny.
Can't argue with that, but speaking of arguing,
yes, I do want to argue.
You sure you want to do this right now, Siete?
Yeah,
because he probably bought his boxing gloves at like Academy, not like
you bought yours at fucking Walmart or something, or the dollar store.
Walmart, more like
Walmart.
La Fiesta.
the Walmart, that's the one you went to with the G. Yee, fuck you, fuck that shit, fuck name brand all the way, motherfucker.
So for the listeners, I think we joked about it last time when we did our other first debate about the most demoralizing Spurs sports moment, but we're just gonna do a quick little debate between Falcon Chew and Siete. We got the debate topic here is name brand versus generic. At the end of the day, is there a right or wrong answer? We will find out.
Yes, I have my arguments ready to go. I don't know if, Falcon probably wrote his on a Dollar Tree paper. It probably all fell apart by now.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Yeah, get the trash talking out now, boys. Get the trash talking out now.
It's the piece of shit.
Dollar Tree paper, Dollar Tree tape. It works.
The paper is probably also toilet paper at the same time. It probably just breaks apart. Shit, I wouldn't even use Dollar Tree toilet paper because fucking probably might as well wipe my ass with my hands. Fuck.
One time, Cilantro almost got me in a fight with the cashier at the Dollar Tree because she bought something from the Dollar Tree, and she told the cashier, my husband said that it's probably not going to work as good. And then the cashier looked at me and she was like, "Why not?" I was like, "I don't know." End of story.
End of story. Well, who's going first, Jafar? Who is going to provide their opening arguments?
I thought about it, and since Falcon fell short last time, we'll give him the stage first.
Okay, go ahead.
I was hoping you would ask me, and then I could restate that scene from 8 Mile, where he's like, "Let that." All right, let me bring up my script.
So you guys know the argument. You just got to convince me why I'm either going for the name brand or saving a couple of bucks by buying the generic. You ready?
Yeah. The definition of generic is... I'm just kidding. So what? So Siete believes that name brands are the top tier item, and that you should never go away from them. I don't believe completely that you should never go away from name brands. There's a few items that you may have to get as name brands, but for the most part, I did see that statistics have shown from the Consumer Reports that 22% of shoppers have chose which supermarket to go to because of that store's brands. Meaning, I shop at H-E-B because of H-E-B's brands. But, yeah, exactly. Because I will not go to La Fiesta to shop for their brands. But I will go to H-E-B to shop for their brands. But it both falls under the generic umbrella. If I went to my fridge right now to look what name brand items I have in my fridge, I have a list, actually. Beer, and that's it. Why? Because it doesn't make a big difference. Beside a select few items. Some things that are suggested to buy generic Siete and Mr. Chair is water, baby formula, medications, diapers, meats, and milk. Your milks are usually going to come from the same processing dairy farms as the name brand versions. But medications are FDA standards, regulations, as well as baby formula. A personal story that I will say is Thekid. We used to give her name brand formula. She could not stand it. She would cry. Her stomach would hurt. It wasn't working. We went to a off-brand one. She did beautifully on it. Wonderful. Have you ever seen that commercial, Siete, where and Mr. Chair, where the little kid and the mom go up to buy some medications at the pharmacy, and they ring them up and they can't afford it, and they're about to walk out with that disease-ridden boy? Well, and then the lady says, no, there's this brand where you can find coupons for generic prescriptions. And she's like, wonderful, I can heal my son. One other thing, last thing, is that there's this lady that is all crazy about coupons, because she will talk about coupons to get name brand items cheaper. But she said, is it really worth it, all this couponing? She did a taste test, a blind taste test of name brand versus generics. And the blind taste test, the things that were the same, no difference, was baking powder, bacon, milk, sugar, tater tots, baking soda, and sunscreen. The things where generics were better: flour, orange juice, ketchup, and graham crackers, and more. My time is up for the first round.
Wow. Came in with the reviews and the studies and the data.
I had to do my homework for this guy.
That was some strong arguing, man.
You know how he be.
Yeah, I'm ready. Whenever, I mean, hey, I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm ready to go whenever, Mr. Chair.
All right, we're gonna start you off in 3, 2, 1. Take it.
All right. Well, first off, I want to thank Jafar, the chair, for listening to me today. You know, Falcon didn't do that, so I guess that's one example of generic. You know, I mean, the name brand is gonna say thank you and, you know, tell you hi. The generic's not. You know, I hear his arguments and I understand where he's coming from. And, you know, I can understand saving a buck. Saving a buck's important. And in some situations, you're right. 100% right that in some situations, it's the same thing. However, some situations are not all the situations. And there are obvious differences when you try generics versus name brand. The number one example is Pop-Tarts. Like I was mentioning last time, Pop-Tarts, you buy generics are shit. They don't taste the same. They taste like shit. Don't want to eat them. Name brand, I can eat name brand. They taste good. They're perfect. And you know why they taste good? You know why they taste good, Falcon? Because there's a little thing called R&D. I don't know if you know what that term means, but I'll let you know. It's research and development. And the reason the name brands taste better to us is because they did a little R&D. They did a little research and developed their product to make sure that it was agreeable to whoever eats them, which is why the name brands are better. Every product that they make, it's specifically that product, and they're spending time to make that product better for the consumer. Whereas generics always under one company, and they're just making all this random shit that chemically, yeah, sure, it's the same thing, but when you use it, it's fucking shit. It's crap shit. It might as well use shit to do whatever you're trying to do with it. And I do want to bring up two things real quickly. First off, the statistic you gave me, 22% of consumers choose their stores based off of the brand. And I like how you said 22% because you didn't want to use the other number, which is 78% of consumers do not do that. So that's obviously the larger number. So don't give me that bullshit with the 22%. And then secondly, the taste test, where you said that consumers, quotation marks, were given the food to test a blind study. So with that, I would say, I bet you think the strippers like you too. And I rest my case. Well, I don't rest my case. I close my argument here.
Wow, that was just in time.
Okay.
sir.
All right, those are both interesting arguments. I like how you reversed Falcon Chew's statistics on him.
Thank
Real
you.
quick, man. You must be good at math.
I had to do my math right here.
Yeah, I was about to debate that math.
I
No,
had
I think
to fucking do a little R&D on my side to make sure I'm doing it right.
I think the numbers add up. I think
They
they
do.
add up. Yeah. Both of you have very strong arguments so far, as in the case of Falcon Chew saying that
Right.
there are some things that you perhaps don't buy, but sometimes it is good to save a buck, and sometimes can't help that maybe sometimes people will prefer something in a blindfold test. Now, blindfold tests to me are just weird in general, though, because at the end of the day, even if something might be tasting better to you while you're blindfolded, you could just be tricking yourself. I don't know. Also, God, don't let this thought slip my head. It's like almost out. Also, if you're trying something blindfolded and it's something you've never had before, like a generic brand of something, it's new to you, and sometimes something new is a little more outstanding because it's something you haven't experienced before. But then on the other side, Siete was agreeing a lot that some things are better to just go on the cheaper side for, but the R&D argument is hard to argue with as well because of, I mean, it's pretty true. Like a lot of the things that we like from name brand taste pretty damn good, and it's like a consistency thing, man. It's just that way. It's Old Faithful. I'm gonna ask you all one more question each, but it's gonna be a real quick one. Put maybe 1 minute on the clock.
Okay.
And it's just gonna be a quick defense, but of the vice versa. So I'm gonna ask you all a different product, and you're gonna have to defend it. So I'm gonna start with you, Siete.
Okay.
And I need you for 1 minute to tell me the benefits of getting generic bacon.
The benefits of generic bacon?
Yeah. Or like
Okay.
why, like the perks of just getting the generic bacon on the side. Like why not? Why like generic versus name brand bacon?
So I
just want to see how you defend something that you're not even for. And
Okay.
Falcon Chew's gonna get something of the same like level.
Okay. I'll try my best here. I think I
Alright.
can figure it out.
I'll lower it. Let's do 30 seconds.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun. I think you hated bacon. All right, starting now.
I do love bacon. Well, I mean, when it comes to meats is a little different. Meats is a little different because it's you don't want to fucking get meat from fucking Alaska. You don't want that shit coming all the way over here. That means that there's more products that are going in there, more preservatives, more bullshit. That shit you might want to have coming from the US. Or like coming from within the states, because you don't want to risk your health.
All right. Oh man.
Not gonna lie, this is weird.
Man. All right, let's see. For Falcon, something on the expense. All right. I want you for 30 seconds. What are the benefits of buying the real name brand of? Let's go with something we all like, something we all enjoy.
Gatorade.
You buy Gatorade, don't you?
Mhm.
No, wait, Falcon, do you?
I haven't had Gatorade in quite some time, but
If you were buying it, would you buy Quench or Gatorade?
Oh, I forgot about Quench.
I answered the chair's questions.
Let's go with name brand toilet paper.
Okay.
So tell me what the benefits of buying that instead of buying generic. And go.
I'm glad that I got toilet paper. That is one of the few items that I actually believe that you should get name brand.
No.
I mean, I have had, generic toilet paper, and it's the one that I leave on the side. It's the one that I leave there for the emergency stash. It's important to have the good toilet paper so it doesn't rip on you. so you don't use the whole roll in one sitting, literally. That is right.
I guess the R&D really comes in right there, huh?
Yeah. Quick story, real quick. I know we're in the middle of a debate, but fucking when I was in high school, my dad buys generic. He's like, fucking, I want to save money. I don't want to, whatever. On the side of the road, this guy was selling toilet paper. It was like 100 rolls for like $5.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he bought it because it's like, it's 100 rolls for $5. We'll never have to use them again. Buy toilet paper again. Fucking bought it. We used it. It was motherfucking sandpaper, dude. That shit was sandpaper, and things were bleeding. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Like legit, not exaggerating. Really bleeding.
The whole family.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
boys,
I was lucky on that one there.
Like
We
I
have,
said, both of you raised a lot of points.
We have the flash round, right?
Oh yeah, we have the round where we argue with each other.
Oh yeah.
Well, whoever wants to go first.
It's a rumble, man. Fight it out. Talk over each other.
I've got stuff for you. Do you want me to go first?
No.
All right, well, speak, please. I want to hear what you want to say. I want to hear the bullshit you have to say.
First of all, you know how statistics works yet. Just because 22% of shoppers think this, that doesn't mean that 78% think the other opposite. That just means that 22% chose this.
What's the opposite of that? What's the other percentage then for?
No, there was no other percentage because this was the test, and no, there is no other percentage. All right. It's broken up into like a pie chart, right?
Okay.
The other thing that you said was that no R&D is done in generics. That's a blatant lie. R&D is done.
Bullshit! You're bullshitting me. There's no R&D that goes. You know what? The extent of the R&D that goes into fucking generics, it's fucking. Does it look the same? Okay, it does look the same. Does it like texture-wise feel the same? Okay. We're done. Let's ship this bullshit out. That's the extent of that R&D.
In these R&Ds, they don't put them up against name brands and ask, do they look the same? They ask them about the specific products and what do you want to see in your products, and those are the types of things that they develop their products with.
Okay, I call bullshit on that, but whatever.
These are real life people and real life farmers that are trying to make a living, Seth, and you're trying to put them out of business.
Sometimes the strippers like you too, man. Sometimes the strippers, they say, "Hey, baby, the love I have for you is real." They say that too.
Okay, I never thought that.
Look, I just got one thing I gotta say real quickly. Let's say you go, you're tire shopping, right? You're gonna go tire shopping. You're looking for the brands, and you're looking and you see Goodyear. They have Goodyear. It's $100 a tire, and it's expensive, but it's Goodyear. It's a name brand product. However, they have Bueno Año on the other side, and it's $25 a tire, and it's going to save you money, but it's Bueno Año tires. It's not Goodyear tires. Are you going to risk your life buying the Bueno Años? Or are you going to, hey, tires, if that tire blows out and I'm going to fucking die, I'd rather have Goodyear because I know that they've done the R&D and the research to make sure that this product works on the road. Are you going to buy that tire? That's my question to you.
Tires are another thing that fall under something that has to have certain safety regulations. So yes, but I've also had experiences where I've gone down to the tire shop down on Nagalitos and bought a tire for $8, and it lasted me several years. All right.
Okay, I hear you there because I've had to do that shit too. But tell me you weren't shitting bricks every time you were on the road, thinking that tire was gonna have a blowout.
No.
And also, who's to say that the tire you bought wasn't a name brand tire and that's why it lasted for so long?
Who's to say, right? But I bought it from a generic tire shop.
But used is different than generic.
Yeah, that's true. Used is different. Fucking, I'll say this. I was telling Biggie D because we're trying to learn how to weld. That's the next thing that we're going to try to learn how to do because we want to learn how to weld. And we already bought the stuff to weld and all that. But I was telling Biggie D because we one of the major tools in welding is a grinder. You use the grinder to cut metal and sand it down or whatever. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, I don't know if you've ever seen him on Facebook, but I've seen the fucking horror stories of using a grinder that isn't good. And fucking sometimes those grinders, the blades will break off, and those blades will come back and fucking hit you in the eye, and you'll lose your eye or hit your jugular. So I was telling Biggie D, I don't want to fucking have that problem happen to me. I want a name brand one to make sure that that doesn't happen to me. Because we could go buy Harbor Freight. They have Harbor Freight ones for like $20. No, sir.
Okay, real quick on that. I'm big on reviews, so it's all about the reviews. You got to pay attention to the reviews. Some off-brands can be better than name brands. You just got to pay attention to the reviews. Now, but I will say this real quickly. We love Whataburger, do we not?
Yes.
But don't tell me that you don't love TJ's Burgers. Now, you love tacos, right? But are you going to go to get tacos from Taco Cabana, or are you going to go get tacos from La Cocina Mama Margie's, or El Jalisco number 1, number 2, or number Infinity? Now, Siete and Mr. Chair, we like pizza, but are we going to get pizza from Pizza Hut, or are we going to go get it from that brick oven place down on St. Mary's that has it in a little pizza truck? And lastly, do you want chalupas from Taco Bell, or do you want chalupas from the lady that's selling them down at the Fiesta Market?
I hear you there. Fuck you on that. They do R&D. That's not fucking. Fuck you. That's not generic. That's name brand too.
It all depends on my mood. That's my answer at the end of the day. Looking at y'all's arguments, man. Oh God, this is tough. This is a shitty one, man.
It's just like that's how I felt with y'all's, man. That was fucking hard.
Like, cause if I'm in control of it, I usually end up buying name brand. Because there was a point in my life where I did buy generic, and boy, I remember learning shouldn't buy that generic. But like Falcon, it brings up, there are some things that are beneficial, and some things are a little better. But what I got from when y'all were hashing it out at the end was a lot of the things that Falcon seemed to like settle on buying the name brand of are things that like you're getting because it's satisfaction to know the quality is great. And it's things that like comfort you in your life because you know it's things that you're going to need and depend on. Like, yeah, you're going to buy good tires. You're going to take shits every day, and you're going to want good toilet paper. Like things like that. So I think, oh man, this is so. What's he doing? I think at the end of the day,
go with your heart.
I gotta go with Siete, because if you're getting things name brand, you're doing it because you know it's what needs to be done. It's like the right choice, which a lot of things end up being name brand, which I guess means a lot of things end up being the right choice.
I agree, Jafar. Because it has to be. It has to be the name brand. Because, dude, you're gonna sacrifice quality for a buck. I mean, dude, some stuff just pay the 5 cents more, dude. Sometimes the generics aren't even that much cheaper. Just spend the $2 more. That's all I'm saying.
Nothing in Siete's argument swayed me just a little bit.
Because you know what he also brought up, or one of y'all brought up, is that there was that lady who was getting coupons for things that were name brand. And you know, it's kind of like, yeah, that's an option. Like, get the name brand and save your money still. Like, go get the coupon. Like, if it's out there, use it.
It'd be an option.
If there were no coupons in the world for name brand shit, then I'd probably be a lot more open to generic. But it's hard to pass up when I go to the store and it's like Oreos 2 packs for like $8, and you're just like, oh shit, like yeah.
I mean, I forgot. There was one argument I had that I wanted to say. Fucking, I want you guys, and I want listeners to do this too. I want listeners to do this for $5. All you need is $5. Okay, I want you to go buy the Nilla wafers the name brand Nilla wafers, they're like 3 something. They're $3.50. And then I want you to buy the Hill Country Fair vanilla wafers. They're $1. Massive difference. I can understand. But I want you to try that shit. And I want you to tell me with a straight fucking face that the vanilla wafers from Hill Country Fair are better than the Nilla wafers. I want you to tell me that. And I rest my case on that bullshit because I can tell you right now, you're going to try that shit and you're going to realize that I'm fucking right.
Or you can save that money and just invest in GSPN.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go on the stock market next.
Is that our stock market name? It's just GSPN?
Yeah, oh yeah, we could do that. That's going to be our stock market name. GSPN, right there.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry for Falcon. I didn't really want to, but you know, it's just one of those things where I think I even blame my mother. Raised on name brand.
They do say that people that were given generics, like as kids, they grow up with kind of like with a vengeance and want to get nothing but name brand because they grew up and they were denied the generics. But they said that like back in the 80s, generics had a bad rep because at that time they used to make them really bad. But in these last several decades, 3 decades, they've come a long way. They do R&D, and they have come a long way, and they've surpassed a lot of name brands.
I hear you,
but it is what it is.
I disagree, but I hear you. Well, I'm sorry, Falcon, that you're 0-2.
But he gets to host the next debate probably.
Yeah, I mean
which means he gets to choose who gets the dick.
Who's gonna get the short end of the stick?
I hear you, homie.
We'll see what that debate's about.
Yeah, that'll be a future one.
I might resign from debating. I don't know.
No, dude, you need it. Hey, minor setback for a major comeback, bro. Just like DJ said. My boys,
the listeners will know. The listeners will listen to the arguments and not from their experiences.
And they're gonna realize, like, hey, yeah, that Hill Country Fair shit is bullshit. I'd rather have fucking name brand whatever.
I never mentioned Hill Country Fair. Hill Country Fair is the generics of the generics. I didn't say that.
Not Great Valley.
Great Valley is the same as fucking what's it called? It's just as worse as fucking.
Yeah. Well, for those listening, this is gonna drop on February
3rd.
3rd, yeah. So Super Bowl's among us.
On the 7th.
Man, the day before my B-Day. Oh, nombre.
Nombre, shut up.
All right, so we got Chiefs versus Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got your calls because you guys are more the football heads.
I do have mine.
I think I know.
I think you're gonna be surprised when I tell you.
No fucking way. All right.
You go first, yet I'm still gathering myself.
So, as people may be aware, I'm a huge Patriots fan. Huge Patriots fan. Which, you know, I like the Patriots because of Bill Belichick, and I feel like they have a good organization. However, just because I'm a Patriots fan does not mean that I'm a Tom Brady fan. And I am not a Tom Brady fan because I do not think that he is. I mean, he's a good quarterback and he's able to, you know, be cool under pressure. But I call bullshit on this. He went to a team that has a good coach. I'm calling Patrick Mahomes. Let's go, fucking Chiefs. They're gonna do this. They're gonna represent the AFC. They're gonna take it.
And real quick, what do you think the score is gonna be?
Ooh,
I know that's real hard.
I think it's going to be a close one. I think they've already played this season, so I'm going to go with the 27-24 that they had originally. It might be a close one again.
That's exciting if that happens. All right. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because I believe that the Chiefs are like really freaking good. Mahomes is back and they're on a high. He just, came back from the injury and got to play last week or 2 weeks ago when this podcast is being released. but on the other hand, Tom Brady, like, I can't doubt the man, and I can say it more easily now because he's no longer on the Patriots. When he was on the Patriots, I hated to say it because I hate the Patriots. But and I'm surprised, Siete, that you're not, riding with him.
He fucked over the Patriots.
I remember asking you though, if Tom Brady leaves the Patriots, are you gonna follow where Tom Brady goes? And you said no, you were gonna stay with the Patriots. So I respect that, but God, it's hard. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say the Bucks, and I say a limb because I think the Chiefs are gonna win, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Man, you want to be 0-3, I guess, huh?
I just like to be opposite of you,
I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you want to be opposite.
But because I don't know. I haven't even checked the odds, so I don't know what the odds are.
I haven't checked the odds either.
So I'm gonna go the Bucks. I'm just gonna say that the veteran is gonna outdo the young goat, and the Pats, the fucking Bucks, the Bucks are gonna take it.
Well, I guess we'll see. It's coming up soon.
I've only kept up with Tom Brady this season, so that's all I know. So I guess I'll go for Bucks. I'm gonna say the Bucks. If I had to guess a score, I wouldn't even know, dude. 21-17.
There you go. We'll see. I think I'm gonna be right in this situation. I think Andy Reid is smart enough to figure out a way to beat Tom Brady. Now that he doesn't have to face Belichick, I think he's got it going.
I love Andy Reid. Just because it looks like a walrus, with the mustache. That's all. That's what I'm saying.
He's gonna have his post game meal ready to go after that. After eating Tom Brady's lunch he's gonna eat his dinner too.
Yum yum.
That's crazy for you to pick against Tom Brady.
I know. Dude, I was expecting that too. I thought we were all gonna be on the same page.
I mean, dude, we can talk about it later, but Tom Brady screwed the Patriots over, dude. I have this whole thing. I have this whole reason why I'm against Tom Brady, but
is he up there with Kawhi?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, not as much as I hate Kawhi, but Tom Brady really screwed over the organization. He made it hard for us to move on and get ready because, I mean, dude, we had a quarterback ready to go. We had fucking Jimmy Garoppolo, but because Tom wanted to keep on playing, we're not gonna. I had this fight with Biggie D. We're not gonna. It's like fucking benching Tim Duncan. You're gonna fucking bench Tim Duncan because he's slow? No, you can't. It's fucking Tim Duncan. You keep him out there, but dude, at some point we need to move on from him. And I mean, thankfully he retired because he saw that he was slow and he moved on. He was done. I mean, of course he was done. But fucking Tom wants to keep on trying to chug along, trying to make his brand worth something. And
did Tom lobby for them to trade Garoppolo?
That hasn't been in the news, but that's kind of the rumor that Tom Brady didn't want Garoppolo there because obviously Garoppolo was going to be the successor. And I mean, Garoppolo left. I mean, the next year he was gone. He went to the 49ers and took them to the Super Bowl. I mean, of course they lost. But I think if he had stayed with the Patriots, I mean, I think it would have been an ongoing thing because we had time to groom him. Once Garoppolo left, we got fucking left with our dicks in our hand because we didn't have a quarterback that was groomed. So now we have to find a quarterback that's groomed. That's why we had such a horrible season. But no one wants to hear that. They just want to hear.
They just want to hear our outros.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, though, guys, thank you for listening to another episode of GSPN. We've got more stuff coming for you in our next episode. It's all planned out. So stay tuned. If you're not following, follow us. If you're not spreading the word, Go out there and spread thy word. Not
Spread
thy
us like a
legs.
virus.
Yeah.
Oh
us like an
shit!
STD.
Spread the
But,
word. When is seed spreading day? Oh no, it was seed sharing. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue with
Johnny
the
Appleseed. But anyway, going back into the dark side to take a little nap. This is Darth Jafar.
This has been the SieteUno. And follow us. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at SieteUno90 _ GSPN.
We got Twitters now. I'm at Darth Jafar _ GSPN.
And as you probably figured, I'm at Siete. I mean, oh my god, I've had 3 beers, but I've also taken an L. But at Falcon Chew _ GSPN.
Peace, lovers.
There, guys.
Oh, I almost hung up.